abomination! Everybody down now! Your so-called master. Where is he?
Mallus is everywhere and nowhere, refracted in every moment of time. He is dead. He is risen. And he will come again.
You could not look upon my true form and live, while you are hopelessly mortal. I am my God.
What's going on, guys? This is Flash here, and welcome back to another video on Legends of Tomorrow Season 3. Now, the last video I did was actually how the Legends are going to defeat Mallus this season, and I said it was going to be something to do with all of the stones. Now, this video is going to be kind of a follow-up, you could say, but it's going to be talking about how, or who Mallus actually is. So, it's never really been a thing for Legends of Tomorrow, since it really started. Like, they've never really had a mysterious villain. That's always been either a Flash or Arrow, and over the years people have done their theories on who the Reverse Flash is, who Zoom was, who Prometheus was, stuff like that. So now, it's Legends' turn to have the mysterious villain, and there are so many theories that have been going around about who Mallus could actually be, and one of the most popular theories is actually that Mallus is Savitar, who was the Season 3 villain of The Flash, who actually was killed by Iris at the end of Season 3, and then he was erased from time. So, yeah, you could be thinking now, how could the villain of Legends of Tomorrow Season 3, which takes place after The Flash Season 3, be Savitar, even though he's just been erased from existence? Now, in The Flash, The Flash has a long history of having villains that were erased from time, and then they come back somewhere or another. So, like Eobard Thawne, in The Flash Season 1 was, he was erased from time, that was it. But then, another version of himself in Legends of Tomorrow Season 2 came back, and he was a time remnant who was actually in the Speed Force. So, he then came back, and that was how the Reverse Flash came back. So, it's completely plausible that this Savitar is a time remnant of, another time remnant of the original Savitar, even if Savitar in himself was a time remnant. So, it is plausible that Savitar could be the villain this season, and it is possible. So, getting straight into it, there have been many different cues that the writers have been given, that have given us to say that Mallus could be Savitar. So there's one Mallus says that he has been refracted throughout every moment in history or time. And if you guys weren't aware, that was actually Savitar's end goal in The Flash Season 3. He wanted to be refracted in every moment and every time, connected by one consciousness, that's what he said. And obviously he didn't succeed, but he could, or did he? So this would be really cool if they've linked somehow The Flash Season 3 with Legends Season 3, and they've had a history of linking them, because Season 2 of Legends had the Reverse Flash in it, and that was a continuation of the Eobard form from The Flash Season 2. So it is completely plausible. And then we also have the evidence for Rip being Savitar from the message, when Rip Hunter got the message in Legends of Tomorrow Season 2, well, he didn't get the message, he stored it in the Time Vault, and it was, "A war is coming, Captain Hunter, and you and your legends need to be ready."
A war is coming, Captain Hunter, and at some point you're going to be called back to Central City to fight it. So you need to know that while you and your team have been in the temporal zone, I made a choice that affected the timeline. As you know, whenever you alter the past, those changes affect the present and get compounded in the future. When you return, you will be in the new timeline I created, where everyone's past and everyone's future has been affected, including yours. When you come back, don't trust anything or anyone, not even me.
Now, it was Barry from the future who sent that, and he was warning, why wouldn't he send that to Barry? He didn't send that to Barry, and that was warning them about Savitar, because he did say in that message not to trust Barry and that time zone. So, if you think about it, Rip was sent that for a reason, and Barry is from the future, so he would have seen what's happening with the Legends right now. So, it's completely plausible that Savitar, he was warning Rip about Savitar, because Savitar was eventually going to become Mallus, and he knew that he didn't need to warn Barry in the future or in the past about Savitar because he already knew that he was going to win. So he sent it to Rip to warn him about the future threat of Mallus and that a major war is coming when Mallus actually gets free of wherever he is being held. So those are two of the big reasons why people think that Mallus is actually Savitar, and I tend to agree with this. Even though the only thing holding this theory back for me is the fact that how has Savitar got all of these demon powers? Like, he could have got them from being refracted in every single moment throughout time, so he's able to control things in time. That explains the time travel element. But then all of the magical stuff, I don't know how he would have gotten that unless he has some, like the totems, the 7 or the 6 totems are able to kill him somehow. Well, it singed him. Amari's wind totem singed him. So maybe he is linked to the totem somehow, and his powers could come from some sort of totem. We don't know. They haven't actually told us this yet. They haven't actually seen Mallus yet in this season. We've seen his hand coming towards Sarah in the mid-season finale, and we've seen him through Sarah and young and older Nora Dark. Those are the only times we've seen Mallus this season. So they did confirm that Mallus was actually going to be a completely CGI villain, so that then further adds to the fact that it could be Savitar, because you guys remember Savitar was a completely CGI villain basically until Barry was out of the suit, but most of the time that suit when he was running he was CGI, but they did have a physical suit for Savitar because you saw set pictures of it. But yeah, that could also add evidence to that. But then another piece of evidence I had, which also links to something that has been announced recently, is the fact that Jesse Quick is actually coming on to Legends of Tomorrow for episode 16, and that episode is called Necromancing the Stone, which is actually when Constantine is supposed to be coming back to Legends of Tomorrow too, which is shaping up to be a good episode. But anyway, the reason why I think Jesse coming to Legends of Tomorrow could be linked to Mallus being Savitar is that in The Flash Season 3, as you saw from the start of this video, I put a clip of Savitar and Jesse.
I have such plans for you in the future, Jesse Quick.
It's the fact that Savitar said to Jesse that he has such plans for her in the future. And obviously we're in the future now, in 2018, and that took place in 2017/2016. So that makes sense, that links in, and Savitar could be using, or not Savitar, Mallus could end up using Jesse in this episode in some way, and that could then link in and further prove that Mallus is actually Savitar. And like I said, I am really strongly in the favor of this theory. Like, there are things like how has he got these demon powers that are weighing this very down and holding it back, but with Jesse coming onto the show, being refracted throughout every moment in time, Rip being sent that message from Barry instead of Barry receiving it to warn himself, there's so many indicators and red lights that these hints show us that Mallus is actually Savitar. So yeah, that is the video. And if you guys enjoyed this video and are hyped for Jesse Quick coming on to Legends tomorrow and Constantine coming back, and if you're excited to find out who Mallus is, please do hit that like button. You know your support is very much appreciated. And subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.